Do you know what was a terrible film? Neighbors. Yep. Now, you know that top 10 worst movies I made a couple of days ago? When I tell you the top 10 worst movies I've seen this year, well, this is probably worse than both Captain Marvel, The New Mutants, and yes, probably even worse than the Playmobil movie. Introducing one of the worst comedies I've ever seen, except for Charlie Daniels, because that's considered a comedy for some reason. But yep, Neighbors. So Neighbors about this family who's fed with the neighbors because they hold these parties. So basically, they try to get these guys kicked out. And it's supposed to be funny, but there's no real funny things about this movie. It is very similar to other pretty bad comedies. But again, none of the characters are that good. The guy comes out as an asshole. Like, he's just an asshole. That's what he is. And the fact that this got a sequel. Yep. Neighbors, of all movies, got a sequel 2 years later. I definitely do not plan on seeing this movie. It's just the characters are just pretty bad in this movie. I don't know why people watch this. You can learn how bad it was. They must have won the rest of the second movie because there's no third movie. There's no third movie, which is good because you don't have to see a third. Because you don't have to deal with a third Neighbors movie. So you can make the Neighbors trilogy. See, and this is just another failed comedy franchise. Well, I remember back in the day, where comedy movies are just supposed to be standalone movies that are supposed to be timeless and classics. But now, typical Hollywood making garbage movies and saying, you know what? This movie made a ton of money at the box office, so let's make a sequel. Okay, imagine if the movie Uncle Buck was made today, and they said, you know what? Uncle Buck made so much money, let's give it a sequel that nobody asked for. That's kind of basically Neighbors 2. I don't want to see Neighbors 2, but considering how bad the first one is, I can always assume the second one is even worse. And that's not saying much. So Neighbors, the characters were interesting, the the movie wasn't funny at all, and the movie was painfully boring and painfully garbage. So yep, there we go about Neighbors. So Neighbors is just another garbage movie. It is not worth watching unless you want to be bored. But maybe you might find this movie funny. But to me, Neighbors was just another forgettable college movie that, well, that should have never been made in the first place. And the fact that they have a second movie of the series is just absolutely sad. It shows the absolute corporate side of Hollywood. I bet that movie made a ton of money as well, given yeah. No, the movie made 108 million. Apparently, it wasn't enough for to be a third Neighbors movie. But the second one is considered to be even worse than the first one. And the first one was already pretty bad. So, goodbye.